The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Thitima Phansri.
Chapter 22 In the Haunted House. About noon the next day, the boys arrived at the dead tree. They had come for their tools. "I say, Tom, do you know what day is it?" said Huck suddenly. Tom thought, and then said, with a startled look in his eye, "Good heaven, I never once thought of it, Huck." "Well, I didn't either, but all at once I remembered that today is Friday. Hang it, one can't be too careful, Huck. We might have got into an awful lot of trouble, starting such a thing on a Friday." "Might better say would. There are some lucky days, perhaps, but Friday isn't one of them." So they get up their search and play Robin Hood all the afternoon. On Saturday, soon after midday, they were back at the dead tree again. They shouldered their tools and matched up. When they reached the haunted house, the dead silence and the loneliness of the place were so repellent that they were afraid for a moment to go in. Then they crept inside. They saw a dusty room with an ancient fireplace, broken window, and a ruined staircase. They talked in whispers, listening to each to catch the slightest sound and ready for an instant retreat. After a time, they became bolder and gave the place a critical and interested examination. Next, they wanted to look upstairs. They threw their tool in a corner and made the ancient. They found the same sign of decay. They were about to go down and begin work when Tom whispered, "Shh, what is it?" asked Huck, going as white as a sheet with fright. "Shh, there, hear it?" "Yes." "Oh, let's run." "Keep still, don't move. They're coming right toward the door." The terrified boys stretched themselves upon the floor, with their eyes to hold in the board, and lay waiting. Two men entered, each boy said to himself, "There's the old deaf and dumb Spaniard who's been in the town once or twice lately. I've never seen the other man before." The other, who was talking in low voice, was a red fellow with an unpleasant face. The Spaniard was wrapped in a big, loose overcoat. He had a bushy white beard. Long white hair flowed from under his white hat, and he wore dark spectacles. They sat down on the floor, and the other went on talking. "No, I've thought it over, and it's too dangerous." "Dangerous," repeated the deaf and the dumb Spaniard, to the immense surprise and horror of the boys. They gasped and shivered. It's what Redskin Joe's voice. "Don't be coward," continued Redskin Joe. "It isn't coming here in the daytime dangerous. Anyone who saw us would suspect us." "I know that," replied the stranger, "but there isn't any other place as suitable. I want to leave this place. I wanted to yesterday, but it wasn't any use trying to move out with those accursed boys playing over there." Those Caucasus boys shiver again. The two men got out some food and ate in silence. "Look here," said Redskin Joe after a time. "Go back to your home up the river. Wait there till you hear from me. Our ride's going into the town. Just once more for a look round. We'll do that job. We should think it's dangerous. After I spike round a little and think everything is favorable, then we'll set out for Texas together." This seemed satisfactory, but men soon began yawning, and Redskin Joe said, "I can hardly keep my eyes open. It's your turn to watch." He crawled up on the floor and was soon fast asleep. Presently the watcher began to nod, and he too slept. The boys drew along grateful with Tom whispered, "Now's our chance. Come." Tom urged. Huck held back, and at last Tom rose softly, but the first step he took produced such a troubled creak from the rotten floor that he sank down, almost dead with fright. He did not make a second attempt. As the sun was setting, Redskin Joe sat up, stared round, and then stirred his companion with his foot. You are a fine watchman, aren't you?" "It's all right, though nothing happened." "Well, it is nearly time to be moving, partner," says Redskin Joe. "What shall we do with that money we got left?" "I don't know," says the stranger. "Left it here, as we always done. It is no use taking it away till we start out. $650 in silver is a lot to carry." "Yes, but it may be a long time before I get the right chance for that job. Accident may happen, and it isn't in a very safe place. We'll bury it properly. "Good idea," said Redskin Joe's companion, who walked across the room, raised one of the big flat stones in the fireplace, and lifted out a bag. He took from it $20 or $30 for himself, and the same amount for Redskin Joe, and then passed it to the latter, who was on his knees in the corner now, digging with his knife. The boy forgot all their fear, all their misery in an instant. With wide eyes they watched every movement. Luck! This was better than anything they could have imagined. Here was the best kind of treasure hunting, without any troublesome uncertainty as to where to dig. The half-breed's knife struck something. "Hello!" he exclaimed. "What is it?" asked his companion. "It is a box, I believe. Here, help me, and we'll see what it's here for. Never mind, I've made a hole in it." He put his hand in and drew it out. "It's money!" The two men examined the handful of coins. They were gold. The boys both were as excited as the men and as delighted. "There's an old rusty pig in the corner," said the stranger. "I saw it a minute ago." He ran and brought the boy's pick and spade. Redskin Joe took the pig, looked it over critically, shook his head, muttered something to himself, and then began to use it. The box was soon unearthed. "Partner, there are thousands of dollars here," said Redskin Joe. "I often heard that Marvel's gang was around here one summer," remarked the stranger. "This is probably their money. Well, now you won't need to do that job." The half-breed frowned, a weak light shone in his eyes. "You don't know me. It isn't robbery altogether. It's revenge, and I'll need your help in it." "All right, what shall we do with this?" "Bury it again." "Yes." The boys above were delighted. "No, no." Deep disappointment above. "I nearly forgotten. The pig has fresh earth on it." The boys were sick with terror in a moment. Why are a pig and spade here? Who brought them? Have you heard anybody? Seen anybody? What? Shall we bury it again and leave them to come and see the ground disturbed? Never. Well, take it to my place." "Why, of course." "You mean number 1? "No, number 2, under the cross," replied Redskin Joe. "Number 1 is not safe enough." "All right, it's nearly dark enough to start." The half-breed got up and went about from window to window, cautiously peeping out. "Who could have brought those two here?" he asked precisely. "Do you think they can be upstairs?" The boy brought ran cold. Redskin Joe put his hand on his knife, stood for a moment undecided, and then turned toward the staircase. His step came creaking up the stairs. Both the boys were shivering, as if with a dozen fevers. Crash! Redskin Joe landed on the floor amid the rotten wood of the fallen staircase. He picked himself up, cursing, and his companion said, "Now, what's the use of it? If anybody up there, let them stay there. Who cares? In my opinion, whoever left those tools here caught sight of us. They thought we were devil or ghost. I bet they're running yet." Redskin Joe muttered for some time. Soon afterward, they slipped out of the house in the deepening twilight and moved toward the river with their precious box. Tom and Huck got up, weak but immensely relieved. They had not the slightest desire to follow Redskin Joe and the stranger. They were content to reach the ground without broken neck. They did not talk much on the way home. They were too busy hitting themselves and the bad luck that made them take the tools there. But for that, Redskin Joe would never have suspected and would have left the silver and the gold, they determined to keep a lookout for that Spaniard when he came to town, spying out for chances to do his revengeful job and to follow him to number 2, whatever that might be.